Well, right now, they're most excited about getting a look at the actors who are playing the characters. You know, they're very attached to the characters and they feel like real people to them. So really what they're most excited about right now is kind of getting a look at the actors, getting to talk to them a little, getting a sense of how they, you know, they want to feel that that the actors care about the characters as much as they do. First character I saw in costume was Jace. I didn't see any of the characters in costume until the paparazzi shots of them came out. I had only been on set for a day or two, and the costumes weren't completely finished. And I was there to sort of look at the sets and talk over a little bit about the screenplay. And I hadn't seen the characters in costume. I'd seen them, you know, kind of do bits of their performances in their regular clothes, but the first one I really saw in costume was a long lens paparazzi shot of Jace in his Shadowhunter gear, and I was just like, oh, it's perfect. Like, it just looked so right. And they did a great job of kind of transmuting what I had written. I mean, Shadowhunter gear is all black. It's kind of made of like a tough substance. It's a little bit like leather. So they looked tough, but they also looked like they could move around and fight, and it wasn't too much like, it wasn't like shiny, tight pleather.
Yeah, it wasn't too Matrix.
It wasn't too Catwoman, so I was like, this is good. Mm-hmm. Of books of mine, what would I like to most see turn into a film? I'd love them to make a Clockwork Angel movie, because I think that the steampunk historical romance fantasy hasn't really been done in a film, and I think it would be really exciting, and I'd love to see them evoke magical London of 1878. Movies that I would like to see happen, I'd love them to make a movie out of John Green's Fault in Our Stars. Could make a lovely, if sad, movie that people would, you know, like Titanic, keep going to see, just so you can have that cathartic cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the process so far is, I mean, you know, I'm really in awe of the actors and the crew. They work so hard. They're there for so many hours. You know, I never make it to when they're done. I always get tired and go home first. We have a lot of Canadian actors on the show too. We have Godfrey, who plays Magnus, is Canadian. Kevin Zegers, who plays Alex, is Canadian. And our two baddest bad guys, who Blackwell and Pangborn, are played by Robert Maillet and Kevin Durand. They're both Canadian. And that's really funny because they look terrifying. They're both huge guys, and they're wearing these, like, leather and, like, big spiky gauntlets and, you know, these terrifying tattoos. And then you go up and talk to them, and they're so nice. Kevin just wants to talk to you about his cats. He has all these cats. It's so funny. I just don't want to call out anybody's Shadowhunter tattoos. Let's see. I've seen some really lovely Shadowhunter tattoos. I think my favorite is probably when people get married and they get the wedding tattoo, because it's a matching tattoo. You know, it's one on one person's arm and a matching tattoo on the other person's arm, and I always think that's really sweet and touching. I think that basically I always find it extremely flattering when people have gotten tattoos of the you know, Shadowhunter stuff on their bodies. I think the only time I was ever worried was a girl who had gotten one on her face, and I just thought, gosh, I really hope that you still love these books in 30 years as much as you love them now, because otherwise you're gonna be really angry at me. Well, yeah, that one's hard to get rid of. I know that there are Canadian Shadowhunters. I know there's an institute in Toronto, and I know that there's one in Vancouver. And a lot of my Canadian fans have asked me if I will have a Canadian Shadowhunter, so I think that it's definitely a possibility in the future. Everyone is so friendly. I mean, I know you hear this a lot about Canadians, but it actually is true. Everybody's really friendly and welcoming. You know, I couldn't ask for a nicer crew on the movie. Everybody, the drivers, the the focus puller, the gaffers, the key grips, they're all super friendly and sweet and like happy to show me anything at any point. And even people I just bump into on the street are incredibly friendly. So I'm kind of a New Yorker at heart, and I'm used to people in New York kind of expressing their love by basically being rude and ignoring you. So it's very nice to be here and kind of, and be amongst such friendly people. They always seem like they're interested in what you have to say. I don't know if it's actually true. At the moment, the Kaiser Chiefs, the Killers, Thriving Ivory, Brand New, and the new Mumford & Sons. Oh boy. I think the thing is that my favorite characters tend to be the more quiet characters, like Simon and Tessa. There's the ones most like me, but the ones that it would probably be the most fun to do an impression of are like Magnus, who's like the least like me. So I guess I'll do my Magnus impression. I am awesome! That's my Magnus impression.
That is awesome.
Oh boy, that would be fun. I think I would take Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice, and then I might take the vampire Lestat. I think he'd be fun to talk to, and then I might take Katniss from the Hunger Games. I think we would make an excellent team of road trippers. Oh, Mr. Darcy, definitely my book boyfriend.